One thing which you could remember is just do it. Don't listen to too many experts. You got to back yourself. Everything is available on online, on the internet. Right now, this interview maybe it's coming online, right? So everything is there. It's just about us figuring it out that this is what you want to do, and then do it. I had some difficulty with censor board with Love Wrinkle Free, because of which the television rights couldn't be sold for a long time, because it was an adult film. They gave adult. I fought for a UA, so that process took a long time, and it was a very, very tiring process, because you realize what the huge disconnect between you and their world, censor board's world, right? So I decided to do what I want still, I said, fuck them, fuck censor board. Let's do what we want to do, and let's not take a censor, maybe, let's see what they can do. And so that means I can't theatrically release the movie. Okay, fine, I won't do the theatrical release. I won't maybe get a television right any which way. Any which way they're going to give me A, so it makes no sense. So from there I thought, okay, what do I do now? I have a lot of story ideas with me, I write stories. And that's around the point when this whole anti-male thing was happening in India, like Delhi rape and other things, and all men are like, dangerous kind of mood in the country, and rightly so, in the sense a lot of things were like, men have done enough against women. So I thought it would be fun to maybe understand a guy like me, or a person like me, my friends, who was an urban Indian man, middle-aged, a bit confused as to how to live in this world, which urban Indian woman is very strong, independent. Maybe at home, parents, mom is like, dads dominate moms. We kind of grew up in houses like dad tells mom what to do, maybe. So it could be confusing for a guy like that, as to what is it, what makes me a man, So that's when Hola Venky happened, because I thought it'll be fun to put this movie in the space, using this whole element of the guy losing 2% of his dick, and utilize it to say something more about whole this machismo culture and this confusion for man. So that got me interested, because that's when I started writing the script, because I have something there to say, more than a joke, which could have sounded like a joke. Now I have something more to say about a guy's in a struggle, right? It's just what could happen to a person like that. Scripting Hola Venky took 2-3 months time. It was a pretty fast script, frankly, because it was not that. It pretty much flowed, because I don't know. It was one of those scripts that just pretty much happened pretty fast. Because I knew the locations, I knew the people. Pre-production, again, like I said, a couple of months in terms of planning, in terms of figuring it out exactly. We will get this date, this place, all this stuff. And then the production part was 23 days in US, San Francisco, and 3 days in Mumbai. So 26 days altogether the film was shot in. But the importance of pre-production is post-script. That's the most important thing for me. Most amount of time I would prefer to spend on pre-production than on production. I believe you should just speak to each one of them, each of the guys who are given you locations, each of the actors for the dates. All these correlations are like, it's very, very important to speak to people, and also not assuming things. Don't assume anything, that anything is going to happen just because you've written it down there. Speak to these people, even 3-4 times, to the point of being irritating. There's nothing called irritating, you can irritate people if you're shooting, it's okay. You have to get your work out, because you don't want on the day of the shoot something to go wrong, right? So yeah, especially Hola Venky, which has been shot by a 3-member team, and for a very small budget of 10 lakhs, the pre-production was very important. So the scheduling part of it, like once you finish your script, you try, normally it's done again dedicated to the production team and stuff in big films. In my case, I do the scheduling myself, right? It's just nothing. Scheduling means opening an Excel sheet and just planning out your movie, when you're going to shoot what, right? Which again is not rocket science. It's about how you want to do it, right? So that can also be creative. That whole process of scheduling for me is important. For Love Wrinkle Free and for this one, I'm scheduling myself. It can be a very creative process. How do you want to shoot it, right? So you take these calls. You don't again delegate it to other people, because that's again going to cost. They're going to plan maybe 4 scenes a day. I end up shooting more scenes a day, like 7, 8 scenes a day. Like I got, because it's a small film, very critically get all the props out there, like very critically, like have all of them ready. Don't hope for those things to happen. I carry everything, whatever is there is mentioned there. I carry everything in a suitcase, whatever. I'm sure all this everyone knows, all the short filmmakers know. Also be practical about the number of hours you want to give to each scene. Be practical. I don't overdo the thing by saying I'll finish everything in half an hour. No, be practical. You'll go there, you'll set it up. Things could go wrong, so maybe 2-3 hours, right? The traveling time, also catch hold of the traveling time. So all these things you can think in advance. If you really are in that zone, like you don't want to be clever only on paper. You want to be practical about it. Like it's going to take me 1 hour to reach this particular point. All these things you should just think about it. You can visualize it. It's better you get involved in those things. That's my whole take. That you get involved in everything. No harm. People do say the director should focus only on directing. His mind is, very fresh. I think it's all bullshit, because I think you should try to focus on a lot of things, because that way you get a lot of controls. You can choose the kind of props you want, because you delegate it, that guy is choosing what he wants, right? Here you can even choose what you want, and in fact enhance the scene, maybe by getting a different thing, accidentally, which, and you only know how much time you're going to take for everything, yeah? You know how many shots you have. I don't pay anybody for locations, okay? That's again a low budget thing, I didn't have to get all locations free. I wanted to get all locations free, which I got, Hola Venky. So it's a big call, yeah. Like what kind of people you cast. You want people who are real, normal, who don't come with too much baggage of having acted in maybe bad films, because they pick up a lot of things and they come with, I know all the feeling, I know. You sit here, I'll tell you what to do. So that's what you want to avoid. I would like to avoid working with such actors, hopefully. Like I said, I would like to work with actors who I'm comfortable with, who will listen to me, and who actually I trust, because they're so sensible and intelligent. They have traveled, they have had a life, and I can trust them with those characters. So Hola Venky, we pretty much cast. The casting director was Facebook, like I said, because Facebook really helped. The whole casting happened through Facebook. I put it up there, status. I really utilize Facebook a lot for Hola Venky. Roger Narayan, who plays Venky, he's a actor based in US. He's a very interesting guy, very intelligent and very sensible in that space. He got Venky clearly, so it was very easy to work with him. Very professional guy. He's done a lot of work there. And Sonia Balkasa, who plays Ines, the other lead actress, she's also very professional and very easy to work with. The good thing about these guys are like they really respect you as a director, and I think that's it's fun to see and watch, and going from India, from here, I'm from here, either it's too much of worship of a director, or you have the star kind of tantrums kind of thing, they don't respect you at all, right? That's the extreme in India here. What you want is an equal relationship with her. There's element of respect for each other. That's all you want, because you're collaborating together. You're trying to create something together. I cannot get there and act. Then I would have acted, right? I mean, I want someone to, I want to communicate to someone, and then hopefully they'll enhance it. I don't want it to get stuck at my level. I want it to be better. So I would like to cast people who are intelligent, sensible, who have had a life, generally lived a life. So I would like to talk to them before I cast and stuff. It's nice to know what have they gone through in life. So that's easy then, Then I can take the character into that space when I know he's lived a life like this, right? So these are things which really helped in Hola Venky, because I had a long chat with Roger about Venky and generally about life. He's a bit Spilani guy who's gone to US, done his masters there. It's fun. So he's like a techie kind of guy also in his life, but he's an actor. All the other people who you see in Hola Venky are friends, like I said earlier. We cast them because I think they are techies in life. I want techies and other people, and they're all very sporting, and they're very all anyone who is confident can be actually, frankly, with some amount of work, made to act, right? It was quite difficult, I would put it that way, to work with non-actors. And hence I kind of used to conceive shots in such a way that they're not very complicated, very simple, easy shots in which whole focus was on their performance without them having to also worry about coming and hitting a mark. Don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple, keep it fun. It's a fun movie, so I kept it fun. So that really helped. So the casting was through Facebook, I would say. Working with actors, non-actors, the actors, so Roger is a trained actor and he had a lot of non-actors, friends, who was fooling around. That really helps the other actor. The actor is trained enough, not to make the others pale in comparison. So it really helped to have Roger and Ines, they also played it down in that way, that they all look like they're normal people. It really helps. Also as a director, for me it was very important that nobody's acting in the movie, right? So that's the only task, to tell these non-actors, because they've seen so many movies, they all feel they have to act. Because now the camera is on, they should not be themselves, they should be somebody else. So that's the only communication I had to work with them. That forget about the camera and just chill, relax, keep the camera on, let's just keep rehearsing for a while, and one of those takes will come out right. And that's what we did. A lot of takes had to take, more number of takes. That's what you want to plan for, more time there with non-actors. Actually, it goes without saying, it's common sense, right? So even while scheduling, what we spoke about early, when you're working with non-actors, you want to schedule for a bit more time, because they could get nervous, they could panic, they could suddenly get a call, they had to go. Weird things would happen. So it's very important to plan out for more time with these people, and also not to get them overawed with this whole process for a big camera, light. Luckily for Hola Venky, we didn't have any of these things. No lights, no nothing, so it's pretty cool. One camera. The only problem was to get them to take the film seriously. Because how do you make a film with a small camera? They're used to seeing all these big things, So the thin line to give them the respect it deserves, because you've got to get the work done, versus extracting exactly what you want, and also keeping within that same tone. They could overact, they could do all those things. That's again, I'm talking about the tone, which could go haywire. So within some time you'll know which are the guys who are having this nervous issues and stuff, try to maybe avoid them, maybe utilize them in a way, get them to walk off. So I had to do all those things within that 5-6 people all I've seen. It gets complicated, but you figure out a way. It's all about finding solutions, right? See, post-production for Hola Venky, for instance, I have a Mac Pro, but it's not working. Low budget indie filmmakers journey is always that way. Love Wrinkle Free, we edited in my own machine, Mac Pro, but for Hola Venky, I edited in a place called OML. Vijay Nair of OML, if you can, he really helped me out getting the machine. So again, cut costs, I had to pay for that. My editor, his name is Shreyas Baltangri, he also edited Love Wrinkle Free, good friend of mine. So he edits some of them, and we work together. We really have good understanding with each other, so we sit and really spend a lot of time on it and get whatever I want out, right? It's not as expensive as what we all think it is, right? If you are not looking for something, if you don't want to spend 6 months of your life editing, I edited for 2 months, right? 1.5 months, and then 15 more days later on. That's it. That's all the time I could spend. That's all the time I could get an editor to spare his time for the money I'm giving him. And also, very importantly, this is the area you want to keep some money for. So if it's a 10 lakh movie, I would keep in post-production 5 lakhs. I edit a lot of things in the script stage itself, because I haven't overshot them, A lot of times I see scripts we overshoot because we write so much, hoping that in the edit will cut off everything. But even in the script, if you can just kind of, don't get overcritical and edit too much, but write what you think you're going to see, just keep little excess, that's it, not too much of it. So it was written with that in mind, edit in mind. And in the edit we kind of changed a few things around here, like turned around the scenes, like it could be from here to there, like a typical thing. So that requires some peaceful time, I like to be very, pretty much quiet guy. I like to work at my own pace, I like to write in my own peacefully. Even edit, I don't want too much happening around me. The post-production is on, I don't want to be able to simple, one guy, I'm sitting in my editor and we're just kind of figuring out how to work. And in that you arrive at something, and again, in the edit process, it's not about me showing off to my editor how much I know. I'm again trying to extract maximum from him as to what more ideas, because my idea is already there. I've written, I've shot, I come to this. Now you tell me like something more comes out in your mind, That's also happening. At any point, I'm also asking him, is it working for me, working for you? He's telling me new things, and that's what I want. I want someone to enhance it. At no point do I want to just be a boss and telling him this is exactly what I want. Because finally it's going to be my thing only. I'm going to take the call. But it's not all about you telling everything, which is the biggest mistake a lot of people do, I feel, because it's all about ego, my thing. Like I said, shouting action. It's about showing that you're a director. You don't have to show it. You are the director. You are the filmmaker. You don't have to tell anybody else, because like it or not, you are the filmmaker. So be comfortable with that fact and get good people involved and extract the best out of them, and then they'll give you choices. Then you choose. At the end of the day, it's your call. As a filmmaker, it's your call. So that much respect should be there, and that's how I go about it. And I find working with Rs very, very interesting. You go to people because they have a heart. I want a guy with a heart who can see what I'm trying to do, and I want some piece of his intelligence and that thing. See, with Hola Venky, I've been taking the film around what I'm calling the Great Indian Travelling Cinema. I'm calling it the Great Indian Travelling Cinema, just for the heck of it. It sounds nice, okay? But I said, okay, how do I take the film out to more number of people? Now, I don't have a censor for Hola Venky. I didn't take a censor, and it's not a festival film. I didn't write or shoot a festival film. It's a fun film. The only option is to take it out to people. And how do I take it out to people? Because the system is not suited for independent films out there. You don't have art house or so-called alternative spaces in India, theatres, or maybe a couple of theatre chains run, independent movies. But then you get very weird shows. So I don't want that. I've done that with Lakhs. So with the Great Indian Travelling Cinema, I started travelling around the country with a small projector. Mostly I have a projector with myself, and I go and screen my movie there. So it could be a film club, it could be a art cafe, art gallery, a library, a pub, restaurant, even houses and offices of people, right? This is totally new for an Indian film, I would say. Though travelling cinema used to exist earlier in villages and stuff, but in the cities, it's totally new, because urban Indian, the only option of seeing a movie is to go to theatre or a movie hall, right? So right now I felt, how do I make Hola Venky stand out? Honestly, like I said in the beginning, independent filmmakers have to back ourselves. I'm backing myself. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm not trying to bring in a new system or anything. I said, if there are so many spaces in India, I go to cafes, I see people, I see this is my audience. This is the audience which would like my movie. But these guys are not going to the movie hall right now. They're sitting in a cafe. So I said, why don't I go to their space and show the movie at a time and space they like, right? We have to get people. Used to the idea of watching movies in different spaces, and that's my whole idea with Hola Venky. With Hola Venky, by this travelling cinema, I've actually shown the movie to more number of people than the number of people who have seen Love Wrinkle-Free through PVR Director's Red in a theatrical. So that itself proves that for smaller films, you don't necessarily have to have only one way of releasing the film. This could be one way of actually releasing the movie. And also, I tell people to pay money as donations if you like the movie. So I'm giving the power to people by telling them, you like the movie, you pay me some money in my bag. At some level, I think it's very important for an independent filmmaker. Now I'm thinking to think like an entrepreneur also, a little bit, because it's wrong to just get stuck to, especially since you're independent and you're kind of handling a lot of departments, so to say. Very important to understand how it works. And in this case, it's all innovative new ideas, right? So there's no existing framework. How do you tell somebody about urban travelling cinema, right? It doesn't exist right now. So if I tell them that if I had to link together all these alternative spaces, and actually 30, 65 places or 50 places I would have linked together, it doesn't have any framework right now. They don't know what I'm talking about. So I have to do it and show it to them. And then one small life, one day I'll die, and I could have at least by that time traveled to many places in the country. And the greatest thing is when you see the audience reacting the way you want, it's a beautiful feeling. And then that myth that there's no audience, which people tell you, is busted. They tell you there's no audience for this kind of films, it's in English, kaun dekhega? There is an audience for this film. Except you cannot marketing it properly enough so they are not coming to theatres. Or you're giving them one show in their college timing. When the college is happening, you're giving them a show. How will they bunk college and come and see your show? So it's your problem, your marketing issue, right? It's not that there's no audience out there. There's an audience for all kind of films. Might be niche, you're unable to reach out to them. Don't put it on to me. My idea is not weak.